Hi guys, welcome to Mother Moon Tarot. This is going to be the July reading for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus. So guys, just a few things before we get into your main reading. So we have lots of kind of potent energies this month. So we just had the new moon in Cancer last night, 2nd of July. So there's a focus with Cancer season on a few things. So first of all, the idea of home, your home environment, family, friends, the bonds and relationships between those people as well. There's also then a focus on nurturing, so nurturing the self, filling up your own cup, recharging your energies, focusing on yourself, pampering, kind of looking after your health, looking after yourself and your mind, body and your soul, okay? So there's a focus on nurturing in that respect. Also in the respect of really kind of shedding and getting rid of insecurities or kind of like confidence issues and things like that. So any sort of insecurities that you may have had about yourself or about situations in your life, it's all about shedding that kind of perception in Cancer season, and thus then nurturing the self. Also then coinciding with that, there is a very much a focus on rejigging or kind of reviewing your goals and kind of adapting, changing and tweaking things to kind of suit where you're at now versus where you were whenever you originally set those goals. Just tweaking things to kind of then be able to kind of move forward into more kind of positive things, and really kind of trying to manifest those goals for the future. So that's the kind of the Cancerian energies for July. We also then have two eclipses. So there's very much a mirroring from the previous eclipses that we had. So at the start of this year, we had two eclipses in January. January being Capricorn season. And we're now getting almost like the second wave of that being the fact that we're 6 months into the year, so halfway through. And we have two eclipses now this month as well. The first one was last night on the new moon. The second one then falls later on in the month, and I think it's on the 17th, but don't quote me on that. I could be wrong with the date. However, the fact that we have the two eclipses and the eclipses are in Capricorn, it mirrors the ones that we had in the start of the year in January being in the month of Capricorn in January. Okay, so there's almost like it's like a second wave or like round two of these eclipses. So the first one this year almost could have had a massive effect in your life. You could have been shedding a lot. It's almost like eclipses are very much like it's like a shake off or a reset button almost. So if you're not on course or things aren't kind of going in a certain direction and you're supposed to be in a different direction, eclipses come in to kind of shake things up and really kind of shed things out that aren't serving us and kind of get us back onto the focused direction that we should be on. Okay, so if things like in January kind of had a bit of a shake off or a shake up, this is like round two, like kind of that it's like almost like rejigging things again. It's the universe's way of rejigging things or rejigging us into the path that we're supposed to be on. So there's a lot of kind of like momentum. There's a lot of shedding of old things, shaking things off that don't serve, and then kind of a realigning the self almost towards the next half of the year, which goes perfectly with the whole Cancerian energy of revisiting your goals and shedding and releasing old insecurities. So all the energies are kind of tying in together. The third thing we need to be aware of this month is that it's Mercury retrograde. Yay! Happy days. Mercury retrograde is very much a bit of trickster energy. So there can be setbacks, delays, issues with things kind of going in our favor, or moving forward in the pace that we would like. It can mean anything from, for example, if you're traveling, can be delays with your flights. Your car rental doesn't show up, your bag gets lost. If you are moving, it can mean that there's problems or delays with getting your keys or being able to move your moving truck down. Issues with technology can happen. You can lose footage, you can lose cameras, phones, things can break. There's all these sorts of things. So the little kind of like trickster energies that you really have to be kind of mindful and careful of this month. So yeah, just be careful of those energies because they can be a little bit tricky to navigate, especially with the whole shedding of insecurities and shedding of old things with the eclipse energy as well. So just a few things to be mindful of throughout the month. However, I will say that it is all where things may be slightly tricky this month with all that kind of energy kind of going on, and that can be intense and it can be overwhelming a little bit as well. don't get caught up in it, because in actual fact what it is doing is it's kind of transforming you, it's teaching you those last little lessons before things start to then kind of take off for the rest of the year, the next 6 months of the year. Okay, so it's really pushing you to kind of pushing you out of your comfort zone almost, to kind of really kind of gain momentum and kind of get you pushed onto the course that you're supposed to be on for the next little while, or the next kind of half of the year. So yeah, it can be tricky energy, but it's preparing you for kind of bigger and kind of better things, as it were. It's preparing you, like teaching those last little lessons. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into your reading, Scorpio. So the messages that I got for you in my pre-meditation session, I always meditate on the cards before I come on camera. The message that I was getting for you was that you're very much enjoying yourself this month. Okay, you're enjoying the abundance of family, friends, your home environment. Those friends you would call part of your kind of your soul tribe. The love and the bonds and the relationship that you have with those people. You're very much enjoying that this month. And I just I got this image very much of you. You're dancing the night away. You're having a really good time. And you're shaking all the cares away, or all the stress away. So where there's been kind of a little bit of kind of like stress throughout the last few months for you, not hugely, but little bits and pieces that build up over time, you're shaking all that off, and you're really kind of letting go, letting loose, and enjoying yourself, with dancing around the place, and just letting go with family, friends, and loved ones, and that. So that's a really nice energy to have, because it's like you're shaking loose all those kind of, all those kind of, knots and kind of tight kind of shoulders and all that kind of thing. And you're just kind of, you're letting yourself go and enjoying yourself. So it's a really nice energy to be having. Okay, so let's get into the cards. Let's have a little look. So, what does Scorpio need to know for July, please? Yeah, Scorpio needs to know for July. What does Scorpio need to know for July? Okay. Okay guys, so as always, I'm just going to take a few minutes to take a look at the cards. Your energy was like really quick and really kind of like fast out there. I didn't even have to shuffle that many times. But yeah, so let's have a little look. It's going to take a few minutes to go over the cards. You can skip ahead to the start of the reading if you really want to. But I like to kind of take a minute or two to kind of just figure out the energies and the cards. So give me 2 minutes. Yeah, okay. Okay guys, so the underlying energy that you guys have is the Knight of Wands and the Hermit mode. Okay, so I feel like this month the underlying energies are you're feeling, you can see the Knight of Wands is rushing on ahead here, wanting to take action. So he's rushing on, rushing through to kind of deliver an offer of action, and there's a fast pacedness to this. So the intuition that I'm kind of getting off this is that it's there's a fast moving kind of pace for you this month, and it's all you've got that kind of energy to kind of be rushing on ahead and wanting to take action with the wands action there. So I feel like this is your energy this month, where you're wanting to rush forward and really enjoy all the moments and take action here, there, and everywhere. But what I would say is I would just take caution in that this month, and take some time to kind of ground yourself, and almost take a hermit stance a little bit in some parts of the month, purely because if you keep rushing forward with this kind of zest and energy, you're going to wear yourself out and leave yourself, with your cup half empty. So I think that this to me feels like a warning of, yes, enjoy all the energies, rush forward, have pace, have, all of that, but don't wear out your energies at the same time and then, leave yourself without. Take some time to kind of go into hermit mode and really kind of, recharge and nurture yourself, just like the energies of the Cancer season, where you need to take time to recharge, regenerate, nurture yourself, and all of that. And that way you're going to have more energy then to be able to, push forward with action and move at the pace that you want to as well. Okay, so just don't deplete your energies before don't deplete your energies this month. That was definitely a theme for you last month as well, whereby you had a very limited energy. You were very kind of getting very tired of things, and you had a limited energy left. So I just feel like, now that you're feeling this kind of zest or this kind of new energy, don't go, rushing on ahead with it and exerting it all and then not leaving anything for yourself for later on in the month. Okay. So yeah, just a little warning there. So that's the underlying energies there. Okay. Now let's get into your main reading. Let's have a look. Yeah, okay. So at the start of the month, the first card you had out was the Star. The Star is all about wish fulfillment. It's also all about balance, because you've got the water going from water to earth. Okay, so I really feel, again, this is to do with like feeding yourself. You are, Scorpio, are a water sign. Okay, and water signs need to feed themselves in terms of their emotions and their feelings, because sometimes they can deplete a lot of that and give a lot of that, and then leave themselves without. So I feel like you really need to kind of, you can see how the person here is taking water from this source of water and pouring it onto the earth to help things grow. Okay, so I really feel that with the intuitive message that I'm getting from this card is that you really need to nurture yourself this month and feed yourself, like I said, to be able to have these energies, then to be able to kind of move forward with the pace that you want. Otherwise, you need to take that hermit mode as well a little bit this month to recharge your energies. I definitely feel like you need to feed yourself this month. With taking time to yourself, but also with, regaining energies, I think, and kind of feeding off the energies of like home and family and friends. Because I really feel like you're going to almost feed off that energy that, that love and care and kind of wholesome kind of feeling that you're feeling and you're having with those good times that you're spending with those people this month. You're feeding off that kind of energy almost, and that's helping to give you energy, but also it's filling up your cup. And it's funny that you actually that this comes up in your reading as well, actually, because this came up for Pisces as well, and Pisces is also a fellow water sign. It's very much a feeding off the energies of home, family and friends, kind of, and the moments that you share with those people. And then from that, then being able to fill up your cup and feel rejuvenated from that. So there's definitely an energy of that for you, and I think that's a good thing. Okay, so you're feeding yourself from the situations and the people that are around you, but also you're kind of feeding yourself from emotional kind of standpoint as well, and taking time to go within and spend some time for yourself and recharge yourself in moments alone in your hermit mode, to then be able to kind of move forward with kind of action, and that can spend lots of time with people, do lots of things, and and all of that sort of thing. Okay, so yeah, this is also the card of harmony, peace, and harmony and peace. So that's all to do with harmony and peace within relationships, the bonds that you have with people and family and friends. So that's all to do with that as well. It's really, really lovely energy to start off the reading with. Okay, and then coupled with that, then you have the Ace of Swords, the Ace of Truth, the Ace of Logic and Thought, coming in with a kind of a divine kind of offer here. So it's like there's a divine kind of truth and logic and thought coming in for you about something. There's some sort of divine kind of divine truth coming in for you, some sort of aha moment that kind of makes you kind of go, right, okay, I can do this, or I could or some sort of moment. I feel like this is kind of separate from this kind of energy that I was talking about a moment ago, but this is almost like there's a situation that you're dealing with at the moment where you kind of may have been like a little bit confused or conflicted or not too sure how to proceed with things. Okay, and that could be why you're having to take a little bit of hermit mode as well, because you weren't 100% sure about how to kind of move forward with this energy. Now though, you kind of got that wish fulfillment that's coming in. You get this sudden clarity and this sudden aha moment, where you really kind of realize how you can proceed with a certain situation, and then you feel like you can kind of move forward with this action, this decisive action, because you've had that moment of truth or that moment of clarity with the situation. Okay, so there's definitely that kind of energy coming through for you as well to do with a certain situation. I also say that as well because the next card you have out is then the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands is, it's waiting for those ships to kind of come in kind of card. It's standing on the, on the cliff there in that kind of gateway, almost ready to move into the next phase, but waiting for your ships, having to wait for your ships to come in or that moment of clarity to kind of, present itself before then you can kind of move forward through that gateway, and take that kind of decisive action with that staff or that wand that you're holding. Excuse me. So yeah, so that kind of clarity and that kind of that truth kind of leads you to then being able to kind of move forward, okay, into the newer energies of the month, okay. So that's important for you. What I love for you next is that you have the Strength card. So whatever it is that you've been kind of wondering about or not being unsure or being unsure about before, before you kind of had that moment of clarity, or if there was things kind of weighing heavily on your mind, or you weren't sure how to proceed with certain things, or whether you'd be able to do certain things, or how or what or when or whatever it is, whatever the questions were that you were asking yourself and kind of worrying about, I feel like you've already got the kind of the strength behind you that you already need to be able to kind of move forward with it, okay? So it's just that you need to tap into that strength. I feel like you weren't tapping into it before. You know you have it, but it's kind of like buried. And you kind of come into realization that, yeah, you've got all the strength that you need to be able to push forward with a certain endeavor that you want, or a certain thing that you want to kind of bring into manifestation for yourself. So you have the tools to be able to do it. You have that strength within you. But you just have to find that and kind of figure that out again, or kind of, get clarity on that, get clarity on that before you kind of really feel that inner strength to be able to move forward with something. Okay. And the reason I say that then is because you have the Wheel of Fortune, next to that. Okay. Now the Wheel of Fortune is one of those cards. There's only a few in the deck that I will read in reverse and in the upright, and it means exactly the same thing to me as a reader, as an intuitive reader. So whether this is in the reverse or in the upright, to me it means the same thing. It symbolizes that fortune. It's a wheel, okay? It's turning, okay? So that wheel is starting to turn in your favor, because you kind of find that kind of inner strength, and that inner kind of clarity, of how you wanted to proceed with something, and how you wanted your ships to kind of come in, what was in those ships, and then how to move forward with that, okay? And then there's that wish fulfillment, okay? So, there's definitely a theme here of you figuring something out, tapping into your inner strength or your inner wisdom, during that hermit mode perhaps, and then really kind of becoming clear on something, before then feeling like the Wheel of Fortune is starting to turn, and then you're able to kind of push forward with some sort of endeavor. And I feel like that once that starts to turn for you, it's going to turn quite quickly, because the next card you had out then was the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands is a very fast, decisive kind of action coming in, okay? Now this can sometimes mean lots of messages, so you could be, there's fast and there's quick messages kind of coming in for you. There's quick action coming in for you. You could be moving, you could be traveling, you could be you could be talking to someone on online, or on the phone, and there's quick information that kind of comes in, or whatnot. So whatever it is, I feel along with this kind of fast-paced action of the night, once that wheel starts to turn, because you kind of gain that kind of clarity, or that truth has come in towards you, and you find that kind of inner strength within you, and that wheel starts to turn, these messages kind of come in really, really thick and fast, or this kind of movement kind of comes in thick and fast, whether it be traveling or moving or whatever, moving the business forward, whatever it is, however it resonates for you, then that starts to go, turn really, really fast, and that action, that night can action, and that kind of fast pacedness then starts to gear up, okay? So yeah, lovely, lovely energy for you guys. Funny that kind of clarity kind of comes in for you guys, and then there's the Wheel of Fortune that kind of comes in as well, because funnily enough, Pisces had a very similar kind of reading, and again they are a water sign. It was a moment of clarity, or kind of a thing of clarity, and then a lot of movement and kind of positive movement forward, that ball kind of rolling kind of feeling. So it's very similar kind of energies, and considering you're both water signs. So if you have a Pisces rising, moon, or any other placements in your chart, check that out as well, because there are similar kind of orientations here. That's it, guys. I don't feel like I need to pull any oracle cards with you guys today, because I really feel like that's actually a really clear and concise message. As always, if you want more information, or if you want a personal reading, please get in touch via the link below. That's always something I can do for you. But I really hope you have a wonderful month, guys. As always, please comment, like, share, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And oh yes, I've put together a little bit of merch for Mother Moon Tarot. So if you're interested in taking a look at that and seeing what it's like, or ordering some, then please check out the link below in the description box. It'll take you straight to the site and you can check it all out there. So as always, guys, thanks very much for being here. It's lovely to have you here. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful month, and I will see you guys again in August. Lots of love.